What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a quick fix for you. We're going to be working on our 2012 Chevy Silverado, and if any of you guys have owned one of these trucks, really any GM trucks, you go to hop in it one day and you pull down on the shifter and nothing happens. The transmission doesn't change gears and you're pretty much stuck. Well, if you've ran into this, which likely you have because it's a very common issue with these trucks, you'll bring it to the dealer to have it fixed, and they want to sell you a whole shifter cable assembly. Well, today I'm going to show you how to save a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of money by fixing it for around $12 at your local AutoZone. So let's get through the intro and jump right into today's video. Now that we've gone through the intro, let's hop in the truck and I'll show you guys what we've got going on. Now that we're in the truck, I can show you guys what's going on. So if we turn the key, put your foot on the brake like you normally would, and grab the shifter, you can see that we're moving the shifter freely and it just kind of flops around with nothing happening. And you can see our gear selector here is not displaying any other gear, just staying stuck in park. So that's the issue. Let's go ahead, hop under the truck and see what's going on. Now that we're under the truck, you guys can see that the shift linkage is just kind of hanging here. It's supposed to go to this arm right here, and that's what actually selects the gear inside the transmission. So this is effectively just freewheeling. Go ahead and hit it, Dad. So as you guys can see, it just simply moves in and out for your different gears, and that should be attached to this arm so that it can actually select the gear. So he was actually stuck at a small engine repair shop up the street when this happened to him, and luckily he knew enough to just grab some wire and he wrapped it up just to get this thing home. So you can use zip ties or a wire, at least hold this in place, wire it up real good, and it'll get it in and out of gear, at least enough for you guys to get home so that you can get the parts to fix this thing. So let's take a look at the parts that we're going to use, because Chevy wants you to replace this whole cable. They tell you that you cannot get this simple little bushing on itself. So let's take a look at what we've got and get this thing fixed. As you guys can see, this is all that was left of our original clip, just a tiny little plastic clip that effectively pops on there and locks it in place. So we went down to AutoZone and we were able to get this little assortment of different sized plastic clips. It's for throttle cables, linkages, all kinds of different stuff. It is Dorman part number 14041. We got ours at AutoZone, and I will link it in the description of today's video like I always do. So we're gonna go ahead and get this opened up, take it under the truck, see which one we can size up and which one seems like it's gonna fit the best, and then I'll show you how we get it onto the shift linkage. Might be that little tiny guy right there. So we'll hop under the truck and see if this one matches up. So we grabbed our little plastic bushings here and we're just sizing them up. This one seems to fit good on the actual lever, and it also seems like it should pop into the linkage with a little bit of persuasion. So let's grab some tools. We'll get it pressed into this first, and then we can go ahead and pop it together. So as you guys seen, we went with the smaller bushing, and everything looks like it's gonna fit perfect. This piece is gonna fit onto the ball stud on the transmission side, and then this clip here should slide right into place on the linkage side. Now, the only thing I don't like is it looks like the factory clip is actually set into the linkage because it's the right diameter here, and the linkage is like recessed or notched so that it can sit in it flush. This one is a little bit too big around to do that. So what we're going to do is use my Dremel. I'm going to turn this down a little bit until we get it fitting perfectly. Then we can slap it together. It would probably work perfectly fine like this. You could probably put it together and not have to worry about it. But just because I know it's there and I have the ability to do so, we're going to go ahead and turn it down so that it fits like the factory piece did. So let's grab the Dremel and we'll start turning this down. Alright, let's test fit it. I interrupt today's video to tell you guys about a video that we did a little while back with AUXITO LED. They are a great quality bulb, and they have a plug-and-play bulb for many applications. I have been extremely happy with mine, and as you guys can see, compared to your standard halogen bulb, they are extremely bright, and we have worked with them to get you guys a code that you can enter at checkout to save 10%, bought to build, all capitals, no spaces, and I will also put a link to their website in the description of today's video. Let's get back to today's video. As you guys seen, we turned this thing down a little bit, and not sure if you can see it on camera, but it is actually recessed. So now that fits in the recess nicely, so we should be good to go ahead and pop this thing on. What I'm going to use in my case is a 9/16 socket. We're going to put that on the back so that the end of this plastic piece has somewhere to go when we press it in. And then you can use a seat clamp, or I'm going to try using one of these. We'll see if it's strong enough to do it. Not 100% sure yet, but we're gonna give it a shot. So we'll get lined up here, just like so. Those don't seem strong enough, so I'll grab a C-clamp real quick. There we go. Not sure how much of that you guys could see, but trying to get a C-clamp in here with the socket and everything, it's pretty tight. But as you can see, it's pressed in there, it's recessed. It's a very snug fit with this clip. You can see it sticks out the back, that's why you need the socket, so that the end of that has somewhere to go. But now that we got that on there, we can go ahead and use a pair of pliers and very carefully press it onto the ball stud. So let's go ahead and grab those, and we'll get that thing pressed on.
Get a pair of...
I think I'm going to need to use a pair of pliers. Just be careful, because obviously it's old and it's brittle and it's plastic. So there it goes. Heard the little pop. It definitely feels like it's on there. Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. We've got Dad getting in the truck. We're gonna go ahead and move this thing around, make sure everything seems good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, good work.
Seems good. Go ahead and give it the little pull test real quick. That thing's not going anywhere. So go ahead and we'll run it like that and see how it does. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead, fire this thing up, move it around the driveway, and just make sure it's good to go. So far, so good. In reverse. Let's go down to manual mode, manual 1. Drive, neutral, and it's rolling in neutral. Try reverse again. And we're in reverse. Back to manual. And we'll throw this thing in park. And it's good. So nice, easy $10 fix. So there you have it guys, a nice quick easy fix today. If you own one of these trucks and haven't had this issue yet, be prepared because it is a very common issue to have. And I'm glad that we were able to find a little plastic bushing that we were able to make work instead of having to buy a whole shifter linkage assembly. So as always, I appreciate you guys for checking out the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and check us out on all of our other social media platforms. Facebook, TikTok, and Bought to Build Official on Instagram, and we will catch you on the next one.